How about that? Hello, everybody. This is Jay Skinner. You're live on the Buyers and Sellers Show. Today we've got a guy named Dan Farrell is going to be with us. RideToIndia.org. A lot of cool things. I'm just giving you all a chance to get on, so I don't want anyone to miss anything good here. Oh, yeah. Hey, I see people coming on now. That's nice. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Buyers and Sellers Show. We're live. I'm Jay Skinner. And look at this. The door's open. Woo! How fun is that? You know, we're right in the middle of everything, having fun. And I've already got some comments. Folks are coming on here. Look at this. Hey, Demetrius, thank you for your service to our country. He just retired from the Navy. I'm so glad you're here. You stick around. You're going to see something fun. I'm so glad that you came. Look at this. Eli Skinner, Simplify Real Estate. Good to talk to you, Eli. In case you don't know, that's my kid, and I'm real proud of him. So I want to make sure everybody gets on board. This is going to be fun today. You're going to be motivated and learn something for sure. Just a few announcements to start. Next week, we will have Ron Crabtree on. And that name will sound familiar because he's an author, speaker, and overall like an international business growth and efficiency guy for many years. And I wanted to just share this one thing here about him. Boom, look at that. See if we can see that screen. And there you go. He owns and runs a company called Meta Ops and Meta Experts, along with his wife, Kim. And they place high level, sometimes C-level, lot of times really talented people in positions with companies in transition who sometimes need a change for a short period of time. It also sometimes becomes a proving ground for people with new opportunities. But it's truly a great idea if a company needs someone at a very high level for just a few months and there's a planned move. But when you need someone that can just walk right in on day one, hit the ground running, because the people that are part of Meta Ops and Meta Experts have been there, done that. And so I want you to be thinking about that and don't miss next week with Ron Crabtree. So let me click that out here. And those of you know, I'm working about 4 screens here producing this thing. So that's what's going on there. Anyway, with that in mind, let me tell you about the guy that's coming up right now. And by the way, I want to also invite you all to use the comments as we go along. Hi, Kevin. Glad you made it. Good to see you. And there's also going to be people that might have some questions and comments. Please be sure to jump in. So what are we talking about? RideToIndia.org. Meet Dan Farrell. He's been biking around the world virtually to raise $50,000 to complete an orphanage in India. Now, he and I have known each other for a long time. We'll talk about that, but he's doing this in conjunction with a 501c3 tax-deductible charitable organization called One Orange Foundation out of, I think it's Ada, Michigan. He's a longtime friend. We've been together in a men's Bible study. I think we've been attending that together for maybe 10 years. He can correct me when he comes in. But think about this. You know that the nature of our show is reinvent, restart, and rebuild. And it seems to me that hearing the story of a 74-year-old guy, he'll be 74 in August, I think, essentially bicycling around the world, that'd be 25,000 miles, or for my friends around the world, 40,000 kilometers. Well, that story might just be encouraging. So this is the don't cry for me about how old you are or how hard it is or you can't exercise or anything like that moment, because someone like Dan can get up, get motivated, and ride a bicycle around the world while holding down a full-time job and some other jobs to raise $50,000 for an orphanage in India. Now, you can do that, whatever it is. So let me introduce right now, I'm going to bring in Dan Farrell from the green room, and there he is. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome, Mr. Dan Farrell. And this is where I do like this. Welcome, Dan. Can you hear me okay?
Absolutely, Jay. Okay. Thanks much for allowing me to be here and have the opportunity to share my biking odyssey with you and all your friends. All of our friends is what it amounts to. It's a story about hope, inspiration, and opportunity. So I'm just glad to be here, and thanks so much for having me on board.
Man, I'm so glad you're here. We've got we kind of mix in a number of things. Like, for instance, I've got oh, there's somebody just jumped in. Sharon Skinner Hoffmeister, Uncle Jay. I got all my nieces and nephews out here. Today will be day 639 that she's broadcasting live for her business, and next Wednesday she'll be in Tennessee for the American Hero Boxing, which is yay. Sharon's just really turning it on. Good to see you, Sharon. Congratulations. Dan, I brought you in here because there's two things in particular that I want everyone on this show to get out of this. And by the way, for people coming in, we're 30 minutes up and down. So at 11:05, we'll be turning it off. I never want to trap anybody in a great big long show or something. And at the same time, they can get the nature of what we're doing and be motivated by it. And good things can happen for both buyers and sellers, because really in life, we're all buyers and sellers. That being said, two things I want people to get. One, that if Dan can do it, you can do it, whatever it is. Number two, well, I'll tell you that one at the end of the show. So, Dan, we're going to play a short 2-minute video that was produced about you and your mission for the audience. This will be a chance for everyone to get to know specifically what you're doing. So let's go to that video, and everyone sit back and give us 2 minutes to see just exactly what Dan's been doing.
What I like about biking is that you're out there within God's creation, what He's made, and you can have a real sense of peace and solitude and be able to feel like you're at one with Him. Hi, I'm Dan Farrell, and I'm 72 years old, and I'm writing to raise $50,000 to complete the building of the Faith in Deeds Orphanage Children's Home in India. I'm writing for Faith in Deeds. I'm very impressed by their efforts. They're looking at discipleship as well as the physical needs as well, and that to me I think is very important.
They are loved well, and in return, they go out and love the community well. They have every reason to be a victim, but they aren't anymore. They are saved by the blood of Christ, and they pray over people and help them with their physical needs, and they feed the community. These kids are all on board. At Faith in Deeds, they started the process of building this beautiful children's home. It's also going to be a school. So they have about $50,000 left to raise in order to complete the project. The living God is going to breathe into that community, and I'm so excited that Dan gets the opportunity to participate in their story.
I'm tracking it on right along with GPS. I'm usually doing between 60 and 70 miles a day. So I'm really well on my way is what it amounts to. I'm going to feel that sense of success when I see that I've completed the mileage, we've had the funding come in. Not only that, but seeing the look on the kids' faces and to hopefully be able to have a better understanding of God, their Creator, and how He can work in their lives for a greater purpose.
And I'm gonna pop right back here. It looks like the audio and the video was not synced up on this. Did it seem out of sync for you too?
Yeah,
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Then that's where ride to India.org is going to be really valuable to everyone, because you can go there and you see Dan Farrell's biking adventure. And I'm going to show this to everyone so they can know what we're talking about. Share this screen. It's ridetoindia.org gets you here. And this will give you a chance to watch that video live for yourself without all the electronics that are going on. This is the video we were talking right here that explains the mission, and then you get into more details. And look at this, Dan. You're right. You've already ridden over 21,000 miles. How did you do that? Talk to us about what you're doing and how you're doing that, Dan. That would be great to hear about.
Yeah, I started this the beginning of last year is what it amounts to. And the original goal was 8,428 miles, because that's the distance from Fishers to the Faith in Deeds orphanage in India. And I was able to do that since the beginning of last year, and probably around the first part of September of last year. And the funding didn't quite come in to the degree that we wanted it to. So I thought, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and keep on biking. So I continued my biking, the 60, 70 miles a day, some days 100 miles if I would take a little bit of vacation time on that particular day, and kept on doing it. All kinds of weather. Doesn't matter if you're snow, ice, rain, wind, lightning, whatever it might be. I would still bike. I've got a couple bikes. One's a touring bike. The other one's what's known as a fat tire bike. It's got wider tires, about 4 inches, and it can really go in just about any kind of weather. So between the two, I was able to, again, to get daily mileage is what it amounts to currently, I'm about a little over 21,000 miles, probably about 21,200 miles. So
Wow.
we're on our way, and by year end, very much looking forward to hitting that 25,000 mile goal.
Well, this just seems incredible. And like this morning, we were together at 6:30 at our Friday morning men's Bible study, and there you were with your bike and everything parked over there. And I thought, how does this guy do it? So talk to us a little bit. This is for people that this may not be their thing, but I want them to understand that they can take their thing and do awesome stuff. Where do you work? How do you balance all this? And what motivates you to do it?
Well, I'm a safety manager for Frontier Communications, have 7 states here in the Midwest. Also, I teach business-related courses for Indiana Tech. Got some rental property, that type of thing. So I'm a busy guy. But the thing of it is, each and every one of us have been blessed with resources, talents, abilities, one way or another. And to me, it's very important to make sure that we use those to help other people, the greater good. Because at the end of the day, we're going to be held accountable for those resources we've been blessed with. And I love to bike. And I was thinking, how in the world can I use biking to help other people? So I was able to get together with Gerald Stanley, with IMEX, and he's involved with charity type groups. Looking at Hands of Hope, Faith in Deeds. And I shared with him my passion for biking and what the opportunities might be. And he came up with the idea of being able to bike for Faith in Deeds and be able to raise the funding for that construction there for their orphanage and be able to wrap that up. So that's what my goal is, and look forward to achieving that again by the end of the year.
Okay, so just so that I understand, in the morning you get up and you do bike rides, and you do when you're not working, but you're holding down a full-time job. Oh yeah, aren't you also a college professor?
Yes, I am.
Tell me about that.
Yeah, I teach business-related courses for Indiana Tech, operations management, principles of management, safety-related courses along those lines as well. Been doing that for a number of years, along with my regular job with Frontier Communications. But usually my day starts early in the morning, sometimes 4 or 5 in the morning. Hit the road at least by 6, be able to get 30 or 40 miles under my belt before work. And then I do my work. And then after work, I'm able to get in about another 20 or 30 miles is what it amounts to, riding out in the country. Very blessed to be able to have a lot of rails to trails here within the northern area of Indianapolis, and be able to have a whole lot of exposure to traffic for the most part.
Well, look at this map. Now I can see here in red some of these places that you've gone. This is the United States. Just in case people don't know, you're like national and international. Tell us a little bit about what I'm seeing here and some of your big trips.
Yeah, been able to take a number of trips is what it amounts to. I got two boys. My older son was able to help me on my West Coast trip, going from the Canadian border to the Mexican border. Did that a few years ago. And then my other son, my younger son, Brad, he was able to be with me and my dad going from Anacortes, Washington, all the way to Fargo, North Dakota.
This
And
trip out here, yeah.
That's the big one. We did, I think it was 1,600 miles in 14 days. Just really had a great time. Able to see the Northern Cascades, the Rocky Mountains, Glacier National Park.
Wow.
It was just really terrific. And then being with my dad, he was in his 80s at the time, and we were able to have him take our camping gear, and just had a great time for the three of us together.
Yeah. Okay. So I've got some more pictures here. I want to make sure I don't miss any. If I can look at them. Here we go. Good. Boom. Stop sharing. There we go. Good. Well, Dan, how are you so healthy? How can you do this? I mean, it's like, are you like perfect? Are you Superman? Are you perfect in every way? Talk to me.
Well, I can't say that I'm Superman by any means, but fortunately, I'm an early morning person. And when it comes time to wake up, I'm ready to go. But I always start my day with devotions with God. And I save my time for prayer while I'm on the bike. And that gives me a great opportunity to spend a lot of time with Him. Also, to hear the birds chirping, to see the animals skirting around the different rails of trails, see the sun come up, or if it's the nighttime or late afternoon ride when the sun's going down. So I really try to have a healthy type of habit is what it amounts to. Starting the day off right with God, being able to pray with Him, be able to eat right, making sure I eat lots of fruits and vegetables, things of that nature. And try to get enough sleep to the extent that I can in addition to that. So to me, I think a key point is really making sure you have healthy habits and you stay with that on a regular basis. And that can make all the difference in the world.
Habits. There's a book about it. Healthy habits. Steve Bill wrote that one. I've talked about that before. This is great. I'm looking here. I want to say hi, John Rich. Hey, glad you're here. I'm glad you came by, Mr. Rich. Thanks for coming by. Anybody have any comments? Want to just chime in? There may be some people from India live here. I don't know if they are. If you can comment. I know sometimes the comments don't exactly come through, but if you comment and I see it, I want to recognize you and say thanks for coming. And if you have a question for Dan, please say it. So, Dan, we talked about some things in the past that were kind of interesting while you were doing this. One is, what is the scariest day you have ever experienced when you were biking?
I think that had to be last year. I live in Fishers, and I made my way over to Carmel and was going north on the Monon Trail and towards Westfield, and they had the intentions of going all the way up to Sheridan. But I tell you what, when I got north of Westfield, the clouds were starting to form and the lightning was starting to come and the rain was pouring down. And the rain and cold weather and that type of thing I can take, but I really don't like the lightning. So at that point, I was able to turn around at Hortonville, a small little town there alongside the Monon Trail, and get into a little bit of a rain jacket that I have and one way or another, I turned around and made my way back into work, and didn't want to have any more to do with lightning than what I had to. But that was kind of a scary type of experience, and that was probably. But like I said, the snow, the ice, that type of thing, the cold, hot weather, I can deal with that. But lightning, not very good at dodging those lightning bolts, not by any means.
Well, and I can also testify, having seen Dan a lot of Fridays over the last, I don't know, 10 years or something. He shows up, rain or shine, in the snow, the winter. It's like unbelievable. We all got our gifts, and you got one here where you're really doing it. And I don't want to lose the idea that it's ridetoindia.org. If you go there, and for those of you, if you type it into your phone, I want you to know I discovered this. Autocorrect will get you sometimes and put some spaces in there so that it doesn't go straight in, but make sure ridetoindia.org with no spaces takes you right to his site. And then it's very cool because it gives you some opportunities to learn more about what he's doing and how he's doing it, and to follow him, and also to give, because that's what it's about. We need to raise $50,000 to finish this orphanage. Is that the deal?
Yeah, it really is. Faith in Deeds, normally they have like 50 to 55 orphans, and that's the way they designed the orphanage that they're about to complete the construction on. But was really giving this whole effort a sense of urgency is the fact that India has really been hit hard with COVID, black lung disease, and that type of thing. And because of that, the government is really putting a lot of pressure on Faith in Deeds to take on 200 additional orphans that have just lost their parents. So when they build everything with the idea of 50 to 55, and now the government is pressuring you to have another 200 to add to that, that's a big undertaking. That's quite a challenge. And to me, I think it puts, again, a sense of urgency in raising this funding for the orphanage. And what's amazing to me, Jay, is the fact that these kids have been abandoned, they have been abused in the past, but they have taken those experiences and turned them right around, in which they have an outreach there within the community, meeting the spiritual needs, the physical needs of the people there. And because of that, I think that type of effort really needs to be recognized, applauded, and supported. So that's really key to what I'm doing. And I really hope that we're able to raise that funding and be able to help that orphanage continue to be the mission that they have been on a going forward basis in the future.
Absolutely. When we're kind of wrapping up here, and I guess I'm just kind of checking some things to make sure we've talked. Anybody have any more comments? Let's see what we got there. Pull this off here. Remove that from the screen. Hello, look at this. Crew Farrell. There you go. Proud of you, Grandpa. They've got some people, some Farrells watching you. Who could that be?
Well, there's a number of them. Yeah, Crew is one of my 4 grandchildren, and very, very proud of him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Crew is very, very accomplished when it comes to sports, wrestling, football. He plays instruments, the drums, and he's just really a cool guy. Very, very personable. And I'm sure God's got a special plan for him, as well as the rest of my grandchildren as well. Each and every one of them is special in their own individual way.
Crew, thanks for showing up. I've heard about you. This is the wrestler, right?
Yeah. Well, he's one of the wrestlers. Yeah, my JD, he came in 3rd in the state a few years ago for Fishers, and right now he's going to Marion College, learning to become a nurse, going in the medical field. Very, very proud of him. As a matter of fact, he's playing rugby for Marion University, and so he's got a bright future as well.
You know, I'm just writing into comments, www.ridetoindia.org, and that'll post up for those of you that are online here hopefully it'll create a little hot link for you, another way to do it. So I promised you number 2. And number 2 for me was, number 1, I wanted you to say, if that guy can do something like this, and you remember, you've heard about this before, they'll say, if someone needs a job done, find the busiest person in the room and ask him. Well, that'd be Dan Farrell. Okay. And I've done projects with him. And while he's riding around the world to build an orphanage, and while he's helping educate and bring wisdom to kids through education, and he's keeping everybody safe at Frontier and this other company and other things, then we can say, Dan, we got a program here next Wednesday night. Can you come and help and do this to help disadvantaged youth in this area or that, or we're going to do this or that? And he's the first one to say, yeah, I'll be there. It's always the busy people that seem to be able to find the time. So one of the things I want you to do is think about that. Are you investing time to do charitable things? Could this be something that, like, you go, this is for me, I want to be part of it? Well, the way you can be part of it, and this was number 2, is I want you to go to ridetoindia.org. There's a button right there that says donate now. Press that button. It'll take you to this page. It's a 501c3 charity, so you can give $100,000 and build 2 orphanages if you want. You can do whatever you want right here and give. He's got $5,300 there. We need to do that times 10. When I get done, I'm going over there. I've already made a investment, but I'm going to do another one as soon as we get off, and it's going to be for much more. And I'm just really, really proud to know you, Dan. When I grow up, I want to be like you.
Well, thanks, Jay.
Okay, so that being said, let me get my mouse back here. I remove this from the feed here, and let's check. I'm going to see if there's any more comments or questions from anybody. This is a fun show, and we have people from all over get on board and that sort of thing. And it's like, it's fun for us to do the buyers and sellers show. The motivation, just think about it. Some of you people that follow here and are here, you might have a little bit of gray hair, or you might have a little bit of no hair. You know what? We got Dan as a perfect example of somebody that's not letting age have anything to do with defining the mission in life that he's doing for God, for his family, for people that he cares about. We've talked about like Colonel Sanders. We talked about other people that we know. Some people started their biggest missions when they were 65 years old or older. They woke up one day and said, there's more to life than this, and I'm going to do it. And Dan is a Christian, has been for many, many years. He loves God with all his heart. He's one of the genuinely nicest people on earth that I ever known. And I'm so proud to know you, Dan. And I thank you so much for coming. Is there anything else that you would like to say that we haven't talked about yet? Is there anything in your mind?
Well, again, appreciate the opportunity. And again, God has given each and every one of us very unique talents, gifts, and resources. And really, we want to make sure that we dedicate those to honoring him and to advance his kingdom here on earth with those talents and abilities each and every one of us has. That's very, very unique. So thank you, Jay. You've been a friend. You've been a supporter, and really look forward to having you continue as a friend as we go forward in this effort.
You're welcome, Dan. It's a pleasure to have you. We'll see you later. Thanks for coming. I'm going to say goodbye, Dan, and we're going to wrap her up. Bye now.
Bye now.
All right, everyone. Thank you for coming. That was great. And Dan, you're back in the green room. Stay there. We'll connect after the show. Just a reminder, next week, Mr. Ron Crabtree, president of Meta Ops and the Meta Experts, interim top talent to get it done. Going to be a lot of fun. You know, I love you. I'm so glad you came. Let me check and see if anybody has any other comments. If that's not the case, I don't see anything. If you have commented and it's just not showing up, let me know, because I definitely want to troubleshoot things like that. But in the meantime, we really appreciate you being here. If you're a buyer, you're a seller, remember, the silver rule is do unto your vendors the way you want your customers to do unto you. And then we're going to play a song out. 5'2", eyes of blue. Oh, what that 5 foot could do. Has anybody seen my gal? Has anybody seen my gal? Wow! Thanks for coming. See you next week.